Did you know there's a way to protect yourself emotionally and spiritually, no matter what's going on around you? Imagine for a moment that you can live with such deep inner peace, so stable, that no words, no looks, and no negative situations can shake it. This isn't a fantasy, it's real. And the best part is, you don't need anything outside yourself to achieve it because everything you need is already inside you. But here's the secret that many people miss. It's not about ignoring what's happening around you or pretending everything's okay. It's not about willpower or constantly fighting what you feel. The key is learning how to transform your inner world by understanding how your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs shape what you see and experience every day. Maybe you've wondered why some people seem to handle the toughest moments with incredible calm, while others get overwhelmed even in ordinary situations. The answer is simple. Reality isn't objective. Everything we perceive is colored by the emotions and beliefs we carry within us. If your heart holds fear or resentment, your world will reflect that. But when you begin to see emotions as allies instead of enemies, when you're brave enough to change from the inside, the world around you changes with you. Today, I'll show you how to begin this transformation. You'll learn how to turn negative emotions into growth signals, how to stay calm even in chaos, and how to view every experience from a completely different perspective. Are you ready to take the first step toward unshakable inner peace? Before we continue, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because what's coming next could change your life forever. Have you ever wondered why some people move through life with calm and composure, while others seem stuck in a constant emotional whirlwind of conflict and difficulty? Think about those who face the same challenges as you, but still manage to move forward with a serenity that seems almost magical. Today, I want to reveal something that can change how you experience the world. Not from the outside, but from within. We're not talking about quick fixes or magic tricks, but about a deep change, one that begins with an essential truth. The reality you experience is not objective. Everything you see, feel, and experience is filtered through your beliefs, emotions, and thoughts. Imagine wearing gray-tinted glasses. Every person, every landscape, even the most joyful moments seem dimmed by this filter. Now, imagine these glasses represent your emotions. How would your life be different if you could take them off and see the world as it truly is? The human mind is vast and fascinating. The famous philosopher and psychoanalyst Carl Jung described it as a set of layers. Our conscious mind rests above a deep subconscious that quietly influences our every thought and perception. Jung believed that what we don't bring into consciousness becomes our destiny. What does that mean? It means that everything you ignore inside yourself, unresolved emotions or limiting beliefs, doesn't disappear. Instead, it projects itself onto the world, creating a reality that seems out of your control. Take fear, for example. That fear that sneaks into your life as insecurity, doubt, or avoidance. Maybe you feel it when you think about a project you want but fear won't succeed, or when you have a tough conversation with someone important. Jung taught us that emotions like fear aren't enemies, but disguised teachers. Every time fear shows up, it's signaling a belief you carry within, something you need to pay attention to. Here's where many people go wrong. They fight their emotions. When they feel fear, they suppress it. When they feel sadness, they hide it behind a smile. But suppressing emotions is like trying to block out the sun with your hand. Instead of disappearing, they grow. It's like a pressure cooker. The more you resist, the more intense it gets until it explodes. Now, picture a storm. The wind howls, the rain pounds, and the sky darkens. You try to fight the storm, struggle against the wind, and stop the rain with your hands, but the more you resist, the more exhausted you become. What if, instead, you simply stopped, observed, and let the storm pass? This is the power of accepting your emotions, not out of resignation, but out of curiosity. The next time you feel a negative emotion, pause, take a deep breath, Instead of judging it or trying to get rid of it, simply observe. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to tell me? What message is there for me here? When you allow yourself to feel without resistance, something powerful happens. The intensity of the emotion fades, and the message it carries becomes clear. For example, sadness often signals that something needs to be released, maybe an unmet expectation or a relationship that has ended. Fear reflects beliefs that limit you, like, I'm not enough, I won't succeed, or I don't deserve this. And anger, that fiery spark we often try to extinguish quickly, reminds us that our boundaries are being crossed or ignored. When you start seeing your emotions as allies, the world around you changes too. Keep in mind, everything you see outside is a reflection of what's inside you. Changing your inner perspective can completely shift your life experience. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine you're in an uncomfortable situation, like a disagreement with someone close to you. Before reacting automatically, take a pause. Try to view the situation as if you were an outsider, someone who sees everything without judgment. Ask yourself, what am I noticing here? What belief or emotion inside me is shaping my response? This simple exercise sends a strong message to your subconscious. You are not powerless. You have control. Jung called this the silent observer, a part of us that remains calm, not swept up by emotions or external events. It's like a lighthouse in a storm, shining light even in the darkest moments. When you operate from this place of awareness, criticism, conflict, and difficulty lose their hold over you. You discover a peace within that nothing and no one can shake. But how do you live from this mindset? The answer is in the present, not in the past, full of regrets and memories, nor in the future, filled with uncertainty and worry. The present is where your power lies. Staying in the present helps you release regrets, makes problems easier to manage, and allows you to act clearly, not from fear or reactivity. Imagine you're carrying a heavy stone. This stone represents all the resentment, pain, and beliefs you've collected over the years. You keep holding onto it because you think you need it. But what if you simply let it go? How would it feel to walk without that weight? This is the power of letting go of what no longer serves you. It's not about forgetting the past, but choosing not to let it control your present. The journey to inner peace begins with accepting that you have control, not over what happens outside, but over how you see it and how you respond. The question is, are you ready to take off the tinted glasses and see the world clearly? Think for a moment about what it would be like to live without that constant inner struggle that follows you every day, without the thoughts that act as background noise, reminding you of past mistakes or imagining uncertain futures. The mind, though powerful, can be a tool for creation or a roadblock, depending on how you engage with it. Jung said that facing ourselves is one of the toughest challenges, but also the path to true freedom. Every negative emotion you feel, whether it's fear, sadness, or anger, has a message for you. Ignoring or pushing it away won't make it go away. It's like a door that keeps getting your attention until you decide to open it and see what's behind it. Think of these emotions like a compass. Fear points to something you need to explore. Sadness points to something you need to let go of. And anger points to boundaries that need to be set. But how do you use this compass without getting lost in the overwhelming emotions? The key is in the pause, stopping when the emotion first appears and simply observing. Here's what you can do. The next time you feel anger, instead of reacting right away, take a deep breath, close your eyes for a moment, and picture the emotion as a wave in the ocean. It rises up powerfully, feels intense, but over time it calms down. This wave isn't you, it's just energy passing through your body. This small practice helps you connect with your inner observer, the part of you that Carl Jung called silent consciousness, which watches without judgment. This observer state is like a safe space. From here, you can see the storm of emotions without getting caught in it. From this place, there's no such thing as good or bad emotions, just messages that help you understand yourself better. And the more you understand yourself, the clearer you get about what you truly want, what you need to let go of, and where you need to focus your energy. Have you ever noticed certain beliefs that seem to repeat in your life? Maybe you were raised hearing things like, life is hard, or success isn't for everyone. Without realizing it, these beliefs became the glasses through which you view the world. Here's something interesting. When you start questioning these beliefs, you realize they're just stories you've been telling yourself for years. And, like any story, you have the power to rewrite it. For example, if you've ever thought you weren't good enough to achieve something, ask yourself, who told me that? Where did this idea come from? Is it truly mine? Or did I pick it up from someone else? This simple question starts to break down limiting beliefs and opens you up to the possibility of a new story. When you change the way you see yourself, you change how you experience the world. Think about it. If you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and start believing you have the power to change your situation, the world responds differently. Not because everything becomes perfect, but because you now control how you interpret it. Imagination plays a key role in this process. Jung emphasized the power of visualization, using your mind not just to recall the past or plan for the future, but as a tool to shape your present. For example, when you're faced with a tough situation, close your eyes and picture what it would be like to see it from a different perspective. Visualize the problem resolving calmly, not with anxiety. This isn't just a mental exercise, it's a direct message to your subconscious, showing it that solutions exist. And this is where the power of positive emotions comes in. We're not saying to ignore negative emotions, but to find balance. Gratitude, for example, can be transformative. When you focus on what you're grateful for, even the small things, your mind shifts. It's like tuning a radio station. The noise of negativity fades and peace begins to settle in. Change doesn't happen overnight, but every small step counts. Each time you choose to breathe instead of react, to observe instead of judge, to give thanks instead of complain, you retrain your mind to see life from a completely new perspective. Imagine your life as a river. Sometimes the current is strong, even rough, and it feels like you might be swept away. But when you learn to let go and go with the flow, you'll realize the river takes you exactly where you need to be. What if you trusted this process? True power doesn't come from controlling everything around you, but from choosing how you respond. What happens when you stop seeing the world as working against you and start seeing it as a mirror reflecting your inner state? That's where true transformation begins. Curiosity becomes your greatest ally. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this emotion? Which part of me needs attention right now? This approach of exploring rather than resisting leads to a deeper understanding of yourself and helps you move forward with the clarity you once thought was out of reach. As you continue this journey, a new question emerges. What if everything you've experienced so far, even the toughest moments, was part of a perfect plan to get you to where you are now? Perhaps every emotion, every challenge, and every failure was an opportunity to grow in self-awareness and discover the incredible power that has always been within you. Your path to a life of peace, clarity, and connection starts here. What will you do when you realize the source of your challenges lies within you? How will you change the old stories you've been telling yourself about who you are and what you deserve? Imagine your mind as a garden. Every belief, emotion, and thought is a seed. Some seeds you planted yourself, while others came from outside. Things your parents said, experiences at school, or feedback at work. If you don't pay attention, the garden grows without order. Weeds, withered plants, and faded flowers take over. But when you decide to become the gardener of your mind, something powerful happens. You start removing what doesn't serve you and planting what you really want to grow. Jung spoke of the importance of integrating what he called the shadow. the parts of us we avoid, our fears, insecurities, or repressed desires. Ignoring them doesn't make them go away. They grow in the dark. But when you dare to look at this shadow and accept it as part of you, you'll find that it holds hidden gifts. It's like opening an old chest and finding a treasure you had forgotten about. This process may seem overwhelming at first. After all, who wants to face their wounds? But here's the key. It's not about solving everything all at once, but taking one small step at a time. Think of a steady stream of water that can carve through even the hardest rock. Each small decision, each moment of self-reflection, is a drop that transforms your inner world. One practice that can help is journaling. Take a few minutes each day to write down what you're feeling, no filters. Let your thoughts flow like a river. It doesn't matter if what you write seems confusing or repetitive. What matters is that you allow those emotions to have an outlet. Often, when you read what you've written, you'll see that what once felt like an emotional mountain was really just a passing cloud. Speaking of clouds, here's a metaphor that illustrates this perfectly. Imagine your emotions are like the weather. There are sunny days, cloudy days, and storms. But no matter how intense the weather gets, the sky remains constant and vast. That sky is you. Emotions, like storms, will pass. Knowing that you are not the storms, but the sky that contains them, shifts your perspective and brings a sense of calm and control, even in the toughest moments. This understanding also changes how you interact with others. Think about how many times you've taken someone's actions personally. Maybe someone didn't respond to you, made a hurtful comment, or acted out of the blue. Our instinct is to react, to assume it's about us. But what if it wasn't? What if that person's behavior was just a reflection of their own struggles? When you start seeing others as mirrors, something amazing happens. You stop feeling like a victim of their actions. Instead of reacting, you choose to respond with understanding, or at least neutrality. This doesn't mean accepting harmful behavior, but recognizing that what others do is often more about them than about you. That's where the power of clear boundaries comes in. Anger, as we mentioned, often arises when we let others cross lines we should have set. But setting boundaries doesn't have to be a confrontation. It can be an act of self-love. It's like building a fence around that mental garden, not to shut others out, but to protect what you've nurtured inside yourself. And this raises an important question. What would your life look like if you could interact with others from a place of calm, clarity, and confidence? Jung talked about individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are without the masks the world expects you to wear. This path to authenticity doesn't just transform your relationship with yourself, but also with those around you. A helpful tool to move forward on this journey is visualization. Every morning before starting your day, close your eyes and imagine how you want your interactions to go. Picture yourself facing challenges with calm, handling criticism with confidence but not aggression, and approaching every situation with the belief that you can handle it. This practice prepares your mind and sends a strong message to your subconscious. You're in control. The subconscious is like a quiet co-pilot, influencing your life without you even realizing it. It holds your habits, fears, and deeply rooted beliefs. But here's the good news. It can be reprogrammed. Every time you choose to respond instead of react, to be thankful instead of complain, or to release a limiting belief, you change your internal programming. This leads to an important truth. You are not a prisoner of your past, no matter how hard it's been. Jung said the things we need most are often found in the places we least want to look. Every wound, mistake, or painful experience holds the seed of something greater. If you're willing to explore these areas with patience and curiosity, you'll uncover potential within you that you didn't know existed. The path to inner peace isn't always straight or quick. Some days you'll feel like you've made progress, and other days it may feel like you've taken a step back. But even those tough moments are part of the process. Remember, Bamboo grows underground for years before its first shoot appears, but once it does, it grows quickly and with strength. You're also growing something powerful, even if you can't see it yet. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of lightness, knowing that no matter what comes your way, you have the tools to face it. This isn't just a dream. It's something you can build, step by step. Along the way, you'll realize that true strength doesn't come from controlling the world around you, but from navigating your inner world with wisdom and compassion. So, how will you approach this new opportunity? How will you navigate your life from here on out? The answers are already inside you, waiting to be found. Now, imagine seeing your life as a constantly moving river. Sometimes the water flows smoothly, other times it rushes with force, and at times it feels like you're caught in a whirlpool with no escape. But even in the chaos, the river keeps moving forward, just like your life, a journey where every experience, even the hardest ones, leads you to a deeper understanding and connection with yourself. Jung said that what we most fear facing within ourselves is often the key to our freedom. It may sound complex, but it's actually simple. Here's how it works. When you face something uncomfortable, a tough conversation, an intense emotion, or a painful memory, you have two choices. You can keep avoiding it, and eventually it will turn into stress or even illness, or you can face it with curiosity and courage, learning what it's trying to teach you. It's like a knot in a rope. Pulling harder won't help, but if you stop, observe, and patiently work through it, little by little, the knot will loosen. Your emotions and inner struggles work the same way. They don't need to be forced, they just need to be understood. A powerful exercise to try is internal dialogue. When you feel overwhelmed, close your eyes and talk to yourself like you would a close friend. Ask yourself, what's going on? What do I need right now? What can I learn from this? This simple act of self-talk shifts the dynamic. Instead of feeling trapped by your emotions, you start to feel like the observer who can manage them. And that's when something amazing happens. As soon as you start asking these questions, you realize many of the answers were already within you. This doesn't mean you'll never need help from others, but it does show that you have more inner wisdom than you thought. It's like finding a map you've always had, but never looked at. Another key part of this journey is learning to trust the present moment. How many hours, days, or even weeks have you spent worrying about things that never happened? Jung talked about how the mind tends to project its fears into the future, building sandcastles on imagined problems. But the only moment that truly matters is now. The present is like a blank page. At this very moment, you have the power to decide what to write on it. No matter what's been written in the past, what matters is what you choose to write today. And the incredible thing is that every small change you make now lays the foundation for a more mindful, connected future. Take something as simple as your breath. Most people don't pay attention to their breathing, but when you pause and take a deep breath, something shifts. It's like hitting a reset button on your nervous system. This simple action grounds you in the present, quiets mental noise, and brings you back to the here and now. Breathing also serves as a reminder of something deeper. Life keeps flowing, even during your toughest moments. When everything else seems to stop, your breath keeps going. It symbolizes resilience, a reminder that there's always something inside you that knows how to keep moving forward, even when you feel like you can't. The more you practice connecting to the present moment, the more you'll begin to notice the small things you once overlooked. The smile of a stranger, sunlight through the leaves, the sound of the wind. Though they may seem small, these moments remind you that there is beauty, even on the darkest days. When you shift your focus to these little things, you also change the energy you send out into the world. This leads to an important point. The energy you carry inside you affects how you experience everything around you. Think of it like a mirror. If you carry fear or resentment, the mirror will reflect situations that amplify those feelings. But when you start practicing gratitude, patience, and self-love, the reflection changes. Not because the world around you changes, but because your perception of it does. This is the real power of transforming your inner world. You don't have to wait for perfect external circumstances to find peace. You can find it right now, within yourself, no matter what's happening outside. It's like discovering you've always had a safe place to return to, no matter how chaotic things may seem. As you explore this path, you might ask yourself, what else is possible? What would happen if I lived every day from a place of inner connection? What would life be like if every decision, every interaction, and every moment were guided by calm and purpose? The answer isn't in the past or future. It's here, in every breath you take, and in every small step you make toward becoming more aware of who you are and all you can be. Now, imagine that every thought and emotion you experience is like an actor on stage. Some come in loudly, demanding all your attention. Others quietly linger in the background, influencing the scene without you noticing. But you're not the main actor or the script playing out. You're the director, the one who can observe the whole performance and decide how the story unfolds. Jung talked about the role of the observer, the part of your mind that doesn't get lost in emotions or thoughts, but watches them from a broader perspective. It's like sitting in the front row of a theater, watching the play with curiosity, rather than getting caught up in every scene. This shift in perspective may seem small, but it changes everything. When you take on the role of the observer, things lose their overwhelming intensity. A problem that once seemed huge becomes manageable. An emotion that felt endless starts to pass. This isn't about avoiding what you feel, but about relating to your thoughts and emotions from a place of calm and inner strength. One way to practice this is to pause for a few seconds during your day and check in with yourself. Ask, what am I feeling right now? What thought is occupying my mind? Don't try to change anything, just observe. This simple exercise helps you become more aware of your inner world, giving you more clarity on how to act in the outer world. And remember, you don't need to have all the answers right now. Life isn't a race to a specific destination. It's an ongoing journey of discovery, and every step matters, even the small ones. Think of nature. A seed buried in the earth doesn't rush to grow. It moves slowly but steadily, absorbing nutrients, seeking water, and eventually breaking through the soil to reach the light. Your transformation is similar. No matter how long it takes, what matters is that you continue nourishing yourself and moving forward. This idea of moving forward, even when things are tough, is also about how you choose to respond to life's circumstances. Often, when things don't go as planned, you might feel like the world is against you. But what if you saw these challenges as hidden opportunities? Imagine a closed door in front of you. You can either get frustrated that you can't go through it, or you can look for other possibilities. Maybe there's a window you missed, or another path leading to something better. Shifting your perspective like this reduces stress and sparks your creativity to find solutions. And the more you practice this way of thinking, the easier it becomes to apply it to every area of your life. Think about it. If every challenge was an invitation to grow, how would your view of problems change? Maybe you'd start seeing them not as obstacles, but as steps towards something greater. Jung said that what we call destiny is just the sum of our choices. Every decision you make, big or small, shapes the path you follow. That doesn't mean you have to make perfect choices all the time, but it does mean you have the power to choose how to respond to whatever life throws your way. And here's a powerful tool you can use: intention. When you start your day with a clear intention, it's like setting a course for a boat on the open sea. You can't control the strength of the wind or the waves, but you can adjust your sails to reach your destination. Each morning, take a few minutes to set your intention for the day. It could be something simple like, today I choose to act with patience, or today I will be present in every moment. This practice helps you stay focused and reminds you that you have control over how you experience your day. It's amazing to see how these small daily actions add up over time, creating big changes in your life. It's like a drop of water falling on a rock. At first, the change is barely noticeable, But over time, that drop has the power to shape even the hardest stone. So, when life feels overwhelming, remember that you're not alone on this journey. You have the ability to navigate any storm, find peace in the chaos, and turn every challenge into an opportunity for growth. True transformation doesn't happen overnight, but every step you take towards greater self-awareness brings you closer to the life you truly want. As you continue on this journey toward a more mindful life, you may wonder, how can I stay steady when things feel like they're falling apart? The answer is simple. Remember that you're not fighting the outside world. You're building a deeper connection with yourself. It all starts with small moments of presence. Those times when you pause the noise around you and just focus on being with yourself. Think of each day as a blank page the universe gives you. It might come with challenges, commitments, and responsibilities, but it also holds endless possibilities. You have the power to decide what to do with it, how to give it color and meaning. Jung once said that meaning isn't something we find, it's something we create. This means that no matter what happens around you, you always have the ability to find purpose within yourself. One key to staying connected is learning to let go of things you can't control. How many times have you spent hours or days worrying about things that were completely beyond your control? It's like carrying a heavy suitcase during a trip filled with stuff you don't even need. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing what drains your energy without giving anything back. Try this exercise. Imagine all your worries as stones you're carrying in a bag. Now picture yourself arriving at a river and throwing each stone into the water. Watch as each stone sinks and disappears under the current, leaving your backpack empty and light. This simple visualization can remind you that you always have the power to release what no longer serves you. And as you do, something incredible happens. You create space for new things, space for joy, space for curiosity, and room to explore parts of yourself you may have forgotten. It's like cleaning a cluttered room and suddenly noticing the windows you never saw before, letting in fresh light. This light also shines in your relationships. When you let go of unrealistic expectations and unnecessary burdens, you can show up for others in a more genuine way. Think about the conversations you've had with family or friends. How many of them were influenced by old wounds, fears, or resentments? What would change if you could engage with them from a place of clarity and understanding? Jung talked about how our relationships mirror parts of ourselves that we need to understand. If someone frustrates you, ask yourself, what part of me feels affected by this? Not to blame yourself, but to see what this interaction is trying to teach you. This kind of reflection can turn even the toughest conflicts into opportunities for growth. Also, as you learn more about yourself, you naturally develop more compassion for others. You realize that everyone, just like you, faces their own inner battles. This doesn't mean accepting harmful behavior, but it does help you respond with more empathy and less judgment. It's like seeing someone carrying the same heavy suitcase you once carried. You can choose to be a source of support instead of adding more weight. A big part of this process is learning to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Maybe today you noticed a pattern you hadn't seen before, or perhaps you chose to stay calm instead of reacting in anger. Each step forward is a victory that deserves recognition. Life isn't about achieving perfection. It's about embracing the process of becoming the best version of yourself, one day at a time. Think of it like sculpting a statue. Every strike of the chisel, even those that seem imperfect, helps reveal the masterpiece that's always been inside you, waiting to be uncovered. As you continue your journey, remember that you're not alone. Many others are waking up to this same quest for self-connection, clarity, and purpose, each at their own pace, facing their own challenges, but sharing the same desire for a more meaningful, conscious life. And if you ever feel lost, simply return to your breath. It's your constant anchor to the present. Every inhale reminds you that you're alive, that you have the freedom to choose, and that you can create something beautiful even in the toughest moments. True change doesn't come from grand transformations. but from the small moments when you choose to move forward with intention, patience, and self-love. So, what will you do when you decide to live from this deep connection with yourself? The answer is already within you, waiting to be discovered. As you explore this path, you will see that your relationship with yourself impacts every part of your life. The choices you make, the relationships you form, and even the challenges you face. Everything is shaped by the internal conversation you have with yourself each day. What do you say to yourself when no one else is around? Are your words supportive, patient, and trusting? Or are they filled with criticism and doubt? Jung said that what we don't make conscious becomes our destiny. This means that whatever we leave hidden in our minds, limiting beliefs, unexpressed emotions, unconscious patterns, doesn't disappear. Instead, it acts quietly, influencing our lives without us realizing it. It's like a program running in the background of your computer, controlling key decisions, even though you can't see it. Imagine you were given a book containing every thought you had over the past month. What would you find in those pages? Would they be filled with encouragement or worry? This isn't about judging yourself. It's about reflecting on the story you're writing for your life. The good news is that you can change the way you think and feel, and you don't need big dramatic changes to make it happen. Sometimes, all it takes is one small shift in the words you use. Maybe today, instead of saying, "I can't," you decide to say, "I will try." Or tomorrow, instead of focusing on what went wrong, you choose to acknowledge what went right. Every word you say matters, and those words add up over time, either building you up or tearing you down. A great way to change your inner dialogue is by using positive affirmations, not just empty words you say without thinking, but meaningful statements that boost your confidence and clarity. For example, instead of thinking, "This is too hard," you can tell yourself, "I can learn what I need to get through this." It's not about ignoring the challenges, but about changing how you approach them. As you start practicing this, something inside you begins to wake up, like a quiet fire starting to grow. It's not a loud, dramatic shift, but a calm and steady realization of what you're truly capable of. This inner shift not only helps you recognize your strengths, but also highlights areas in your life that may need some attention. You might realize you've neglected your health, put off your dreams, or stayed in relationships that aren't helping you grow. These realizations might feel uncomfortable at first, but they're the first step toward creating a life that's more in line with your true self. It's like cleaning a window that's been dusty for years. You may not realize how much it was blocking your view, but once the dust is gone, the world outside becomes clearer. And what you see may surprise you. New possibilities that were always there, but that you couldn't see before. This brings up an important question. What possibility are you ready to start seeing? Maybe it's a project you've always wanted to begin, a relationship you need to heal, or a skill you've been avoiding. Remember, there's no right or wrong path. There's only the one you choose to take. Jung talked about individuation, which is the process of becoming the person you're truly meant to be, beyond what others expect of you. It's not an easy journey because it means letting go of the masks you've worn for years and facing your deepest fears. But it's also the most freeing journey you can take, leading to a life where everything, every decision, relationship, and experience feels authentic. One important part of this process is learning to tell the difference between what you really want and what you think you should want. Often, our goals are shaped by other people's opinions or what society tells us to value. But when you listen to your own voice, you might find that your true desires are different from what you expected. To connect with this inner voice, try a reflective writing exercise. Take a piece of paper and answer this question. If I weren't afraid of failing, what would I do with my life? Don't overthink it. Just let the words flow. What you write might surprise you, but it can also give you clues about where to focus your energy. And the more you connect with yourself, the more you'll realize you don't need to rush. Life isn't a race or something with a deadline. Every step you take, even the smallest one, is part of the journey. It's like planting a tree. It doesn't grow faster if you watch it constantly, but if you take care of it, water it, and give it sunlight, one day you'll see its roots grow strong and its branches stretch toward the sky. What if you walked through life with that same patience and trust? How would your experience change if you believed that everything you need is already inside you, just waiting to be discovered? The answer isn't out there somewhere. It's in every moment you choose to take a step forward, even if you can't see the whole path ahead. Imagine that everything in your life is a reflection of what you carry inside you. Every challenge, every uncomfortable emotion, and every interaction is like a mirror, showing you the parts of yourself that you need to understand better, not to punish you, but to guide you toward a more conscious and fulfilled version of yourself. The power isn't in changing the outside world. It's in shifting how you see it. When you transform your inner world, your outer reality shifts with you. Every moment, no matter how small, is an opportunity to walk with more confidence, peace, and clarity, reminding you that true strength has always been within you.